And while former President Donald Trump has already thrown his hat in the ring, we likely won't know who else is officially running for the Republican presidential nomination in 2024 for the next few months. Here now to discuss what the GOP field could look like is White House columnist Niall Stanage with our partners at The Hill. Niall, Happy New Year. Good to see you.
Good to see you too, Natasha.
And even though former President Trump is the only candidate to officially announce for 2024 so far, you actually have someone else on the top of the Hill's watch list right now. Is that right?
We do indeed, and that is Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida. Ron DeSantis is someone who really does have the wind at his back. He had a very good result in his re-election campaign, winning by almost 20 points in what had been considered a swing state until recently. He also has a lot of money, he has a lot of support, and really his offer to Republicans is kind of Trumpian in terms of his politics, but with less of the chaos, less of the mayhem that the former president always brings in his wake.
And if not Trump or DeSantis, who else are you tracking who has the momentum to mount a serious campaign come next year?
So on one hand, I think you can look at someone like Senator Ted Cruz of Texas as a serious contender. Back in 2016, he was really the most serious rival to then candidate Trump. So he would be someone, but then as you go down the list, there are other perhaps lesser known or more intriguing possibilities. Governor Glenn Youngkin of Virginia, for example, excited Republicans by the way he won last year, 2 years ago in 2021. So someone like him or Nikki Haley, the former ambassador to the United Nations, even maybe Kristi Noem, the governor of South Dakota. There are a number of these names who could be the person to make a really serious run at the nomination.
And Niall, there was an interesting development out of Florida last night. Mr. Trump invited media to his Mar-a-Lago residence on New Year's Eve. Not a single cable news network showed up for his media availability slot. None of them came. What do you take away from that, if anything?
It does, I think, show that he has been diminished, that he's lost a little bit of juice, to put it bluntly. But in saying all that, I do think there's a danger in writing Trump off prematurely. We have seen through his whole political career, and indeed his business career before that, he's always written off. There's always this idea that things are about to end for him, and he has come back time and time again. But the diminution in this case is leading to less media coverage than has been the case during other periods of his political career.
All right, Niall Stanage, appreciate the context. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.